Hey everybody, this is Kale from sewingmachineshop.com, and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite sewing machine platforms in the world, the Janome Skyline series. That's the Skyline S3, Skyline S6, Skyline S7 Anniversary Edition machines. To me, they represent a clear step up from entry-level sewing machines. Over the past 5 years, we've sold hundreds of these guys at the sewing machine shop, and I'm confident when I say that for anyone with a budget range of $1,000 to $2,500, these Janome Skylines are the best performing and most cost-effective option for you. While all of these Skyline machines are built on the same platform, there's a fairly wide range of prices. The S3 is the least expensive at $10.99, the S6 is $19.99, and the S7 is $29.99. Who are these machines for? Simply put, people seeking a sewing machine with features not offered on beginner machines. What kind of features am I talking about? The first is heavy-duty internal components. In my opinion, the Skyline is the first truly heavy-duty home sewing machine with both straight stitch and zigzag capability, and that's because it's made of heavy-duty parts. The second feature, 8.5 inches of throat space. It's the type of thing that when you get larger throat space, you're generally a happier sewist. 3, an incredible walking foot system that we classify as integrated dual feed. I'll talk more about that later in this video. The fourth feature is electric presser foot lift, which gives you the pivot feature. I'll talk more about that later. The S7 has all 4 of these features. The S6 has 3 of them, everything except electric presser foot lift. The S3 is the first 2, 8.5 inches of throat space and heavy duty internal components. Okay, let's go into a little bit more detail on the difference between the S3, S6, and S7. So the Janome Skyline S3 is $10.99. It's the least expensive home sewing machine with heavy-duty internal components, 8.5 inches of throat space, and a wide variety of useful stitches to choose from. But what exactly makes the S3 heavy-duty? Thicker needle bar, thicker upper and lower drive shaft. The machine is fitted with ball bearing seals for the drive shaft. The motor is more powerful than those on other machines at similar price points. The thicker needle bar helps you with the machine's ability to penetrate thicker fabric. If you compare the needle bar of the S3 to a machine like the Baby Lock Brilliant, a sewing machine that I absolutely love by the way, the S3 needle bar and drive shafts are thicker than those on the Brilliant. Larger upper and lower drive shafts in combination with the ball bearing seals and powerful motor, that creates a super smooth sewing experience. Those ball bearing seals create less wear and tear with use and are conducive for the machine's longevity over time. Next up is the Janome Skyline S6 at $19.99. It's built on the same platform as the S3, so you get the same heavy-duty components I mentioned earlier. In addition, you get a needle plate system that is quick and easy to remove and install. There are no screws holding it in, so you remove it with the push of a lever, and then to put it back on, it just kind of snaps on. Super easy and intuitive. The S6 comes with a straight stitch needle plate, in addition to the zigzag needle plate. For best stitch quality on a straight stitch, we recommend you use that straight stitch needle plate. It supports the fabric really well. It's easy to put on and take off. No screws or tricky angled screwdriver is required. Perhaps the highlight of the S6 is that it comes with Janome's AccuFeed Flex walking foot. This walking foot can be classified as integrated dual feed. It's what Janome equips with their $15,000 top-of-the-line sewing and embroidery machine, the Continental M17, but they also put it on the Skyline S6, making the S6 the least expensive machine in the world with integrated dual feed. Bernina also offers integrated dual feed on some of their machines and it works really well, but their least expensive machine with that built-in dual feed system costs over $4,000. On Janome, you can get their integrated dual feed system for less than $2,000. What makes integrated dual feed so special? If you look at an entry-level walking foot, the foot has a lever that goes around the needle bar. The action of the walking foot is dependent on the needle bar moving up and down. These type of walking foot are fine, but they're not the best in terms of performance in achieving a truly even feed between multiple layers of fabric. Meanwhile, Janome's integrated dual feed walking foot does not have the hook that goes around the needle bar. Instead, it hooks into an internal mechanism on the back of the machine that links the action of the walking foot directly to the feed teeth below the needle plate. This creates perfect harmony between the feed dogs and the walking foot. It's incredible for quilters, also incredible for people sewing knits and stretchy material. Lastly, we have the Skyline S7 at $29.99, which is packed with all sorts of awesome features. You get the heavy-duty Skyline platform and the 8.5 inches of throat space. You get that next level superior performing AccuFeed Flex walking foot. You get the electric presser foot lift, aka hover feature, and this machine is also compatible with the HP needle plate and HP walking foot. Electric presser foot lift is an awesome feature. It's the kind of thing that once you sew on a machine with electric presser foot lift, it's really hard to go back. The beautiful thing about electric presser foot lift is that it gives you a feature that I call the hover feature or the pivot feature, which you can see in this video on the screen. You press a button on the screen that employs the hover feature, then you sew a seam, and when you take your foot off the foot pedal to stop sewing, the needle will automatically stop down in the fabric and the presser foot will automatically rise a few millimeters and hover above the fabric. This is great for quilters who pivot the fabric often when sewing a quilt block because the presser foot lifts by itself and the needle is down in the fabric, keeping the fabric in place. You can keep both hands on the fabric at all times and pivot your quilt quickly and easily. It's also really nice for garment sewers who need to sew precise seams. Because you can take your foot off the foot pedal, the press foot raises, you check your seam allowance, make sure it's on point, then you put your foot back on the foot pedal, the press foot lowers down by itself without you having to touch anything, and you're back to sewing. This comes in handy after you use the automatic thread trimmer too, which cuts your thread and then the foot raises up automatically so you can easily remove the fabric. There's also a button on the face of the machine next to your automatic thread trimming button that when you press it, it raises and lowers the press foot electronically, so you no longer have to raise and lower the presser foot manually with a lever. From my experience, people who like to sew absolutely love this feature. It makes sewing more fun, which is why I value it so much. Sewing is supposed to be fun. We want all our clients at the sewing machine shop to love their machines and enjoy using them every time they sit down to sew. And the pivot feature is just a special feature like that you're going to use every time you sew. You're going to use it every time you sit down to sew, not just once in a blue moon. Another feature I want to note, this is new on the Skyline S7 Anniversary Edition and wasn't available on the original S7. That's the HP needle plate and the HP walking foot. The HP needle plate has a single hole positioned toward the left side of the needle plate. Put the HP plate on the machine and the needle will automatically align with that hole on the left side. In turn, the needle also lines up with the machine's long row of feed dogs on the left side of the feed dogs. This mimics how industrial machines are designed, with a narrow set of feed dogs which gives the user better control over maneuvering the fabric. It's a very cool feature, and I know quilters love it for piecing. They even use the HP AccuFlex walking foot that is compatible with the HP needle plate. It's a super narrow walking foot, does a great job of giving you an even feed. Last thing I want to mention is the screen on the S7. It's super cool. It categorizes all the different stitches and fonts in a manner that the S3 and S6 do not, which makes it super easy to find the stitch you're looking for. Also, the screen shows a high resolution image of the stitch we've selected, and the image of the stitch will actually change if you change the length and width. So you can actually see what the stitch looks like before you stitch it out on fabric. For example, if we're doing a zigzag stitch, the image of the zigzag stitch will get wider if we increase the width, denser if we decrease the length, etc. It may not seem like much, but trust me, it's one of those features that once you have it, you don't want to go back. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's much appreciated. All these machines are currently on sale on our website, sewingsshop.com, at 10% off. If you choose to get a Janome Skyline machine through us, we do free shipping. We offer you free education and support. If you have any questions, you can always reach us via phone or email. You can also read all our sewing machine troubleshooting education articles through our weekly newsletter, the Sewing Machine Newsletter on Substack. It's the best sewing machine education resource around, actually written by sewing machine technicians, and I will link you to that newsletter in the description below this video. Thanks again. Take care. Happy sewing.